Hey everybody, Dave here. Hope you're having an awesome day. So, this is a 1M robot update, and we've got a complete build. It's been about 4.5, 5 months in the making, and I want to walk you through some of the progress that we've made and some of the changes that we've made to come up with this little guy. So, come on, let's do it. All right, so here it is, our first working prototype. It feels good after 4.5 months, 5 months to get this up and running and get it to this point. For those of you who've been following, one of the ideas for 1M robots would be that the arms and the heads and possibly the hands are interchangeable, so you could actually, with a combination of a few robots with different heads, hands, clothes, accessories, you could actually have potentially up to 1 million combinations at some point, depending on how many robots you had. And in order to do that, what we did was we have a magnetic system where the head comes off. It's got a magnet inside there and a little peg system here. And if you were to have a different robot that you purchased, you could take that head with the magnetic system and swap that out and have a different robot. You could also take, we don't have them finished quite yet, but if you had this robot's arms and you're like, oh, I like the one arm, you could take this one arm off with a magnetic system and pop the other arm on. In order to be able to do that, with the pre-built body that we had, the existing shoulder had a plastic peg in it and it didn't really work for what we needed. So what we ended up doing was we built a custom shoulder here, and you can see it's got the joint in there. But what this allows us to do is actually take a magnet and glue the magnet into that little slot, and then we have a good magnetic system that we could use to peg the arm on and off. So we got that custom shoulder joint. In addition to that, we also built a custom neck joint because we needed a little slot to be able to put another magnet in there, and then that can click onto the head, and then that allows us to use our head magnetic system. We also are working on making all of these connection points, like this head and this head here, they'll all be universal, so they all should swap in and out really easily because it's a universal system. So that's the heads and the arms. This is just kind of funny. This was the original arm that we 3D printed and made, and the scale of it is it's a little short, a little small. So I think this beefed out arm is pretty great. And also, originally the shoulder, we had this cool, like, kind of mechanical look, which I really liked. I don't think it's bad, but the problem was we are also wanting to make 1/6 scale clothing. And what happened was this large mechanical piece here, it just lumped out the shoulder and the shirt too much, and it was just weird. So we simplified this down, and I think we may do a little additional work where we make this feel a little bit more mechanical instead of being super smooth like that. So that is kind of the progress that we're working on there with the body. I want to show you the heads here really quick. This is kind of interesting. This was the original head, and for those of you that have been following, this was the one that the resin didn't cure inside, and it did crack. I know everybody in the comments was like, you're going to have problems, and sure enough, I did have problems. It broke off, but we have since figured out some holes and venting to get that cleared out. But on the original head, we have our camera lens there, maybe the eye, and then on the back, we had this little port where we thought it'd be kind of fun if we ever built a diorama where we could make like a charge port and it looks like he's charging or something like that. But what happened was when I was showing this to my friends, every time they would take it off, they would put it on backwards thinking that that was the eye. And so I was like, So what we ended up doing was we simplified the back here, and you can see we got rid of that port and made some little steps, and instead we moved the port underneath. So we can still build some kind of little diorama if we ever wanted to, make it look like he's charging. So that's a nice little update there, and I'm really pleased with it. So one other fun little note is me and my two buddies, we're going to do a little contest with a t-shirt design. So we've purchased, there's going to be 10 shirts for each of us, and we're going to do our own t-shirt design, weather them up, and then we're going to get those posted online for you to be able to purchase. And really, we're just going to use the money to help buy additional resin and supplies and all that fun stuff. So we're not going to get rich off of it, but we thought it'd be a fun little contest to make some designs. And of course, I know that you're all going to pick my design, but I'm not going to tell you whose is whose. We'll see what y'all think. So stay tuned for the little t-shirt contest between the three of us. And I think that's about it. This is super fun to see come to life. So, hey, as always, it's a great day to be a toy nerd. Have a great one.